Welcome back to Around the Block Volleyball. The NCAA women's season is upon us, and it's time for us to start talking about it and give you guys our predictions for each of the Power Four conferences. First, we got to get some news out of the way because it's been a big week again for MLV and League One.
Yeah. This is the first initial after MLV has dropped, and knowing the merger between PVF, man, there's some big moves. Let's start. Why don't we start with MLB? Because I think that's the one where it's been bigger. To me, like the big stuff is you can definitely tell the influence from John Cook when he joined the Omaha Supernovas. He got Merritt Beeson back, which is really cool. But he also made big moves, getting Sydney Hilly, Morgan Hentz, Elise Goetzinger, Nora Sis. Like, there's a lot of really good players. And he was still able to re-sign like a Brooke Noneville or Emily Londot.
This team is stacked, and you can tell that. I think it's been kind of a thing where everyone's talked about Omaha having the most money in the league. Mm-hmm. You can see it with these signings. Yeah,
John Cook is definitely making some money moves.
Yeah, this is big.
Yeah, he definitely made it known.
Mm-hmm.
But even other teams, I think a lot of them have been able to make like their major re-signings, I would say.
Yeah.
Like Atlanta Vibe, they definitely got their main players back.
Well, besides Morgan Hentz.
Besides Morgan Hentz, but I mean, Leah Edmond is still there. Corey Lewis, Aiko Jones. There's a lot of,
and this is all before they're gonna have a draft again, I think. Still all before draft.
Yeah, and then still Raven Colvin. I think she's gonna be really good for them in the middle. But yeah, definitely some weird stuff going on for them. Losing Morgan Hentz is gonna be a huge shot to them. That's definitely rough. I think Columbus Fury kind of didn't do too much. And then this Dallas team is kind of cool.
The Dallas team does look nice.
Yeah, I'm interested what the team name is going to be and like the stuff like that. I'm hoping it's going to be good.
Right now they're like Dallas Pro V volleyball or something.
Yeah, they don't have anything yet, but I'm sure it's in the works. But Caitlin Horde, Kylie Murr, Grand Rapids Rise. I think is another team that kind of got a lot of their players back and the ones that they wanted. But then they also, we'll get into it, but they did sign.
We'll save that one for our last thing. That's our transition. We're gonna also talk about League One a little bit. But get the other teams out of the way because none of them are big news besides that.
Sure. Indy Ignite kind of did the same thing. They got all their players back, which is
again, I don't think there's honestly not too much movement. Besides
pretty good for them.
The Supernovas poaching good players from everywhere.
Yeah. I think it's tough to see Kylie Murr and Sydney Hilly go. I think those are the big ones for them.
Yeah.
But besides that, they pretty much brought back their team. Orlando Valkyries, it's nice to see that the championship team...
Their team's actually good still.
Yeah,
they're really, really good.
They were able to bring back a lot of their team. San Diego Mojo, I think this is a team that they kind of didn't do too much. They didn't really lose a lot.
They had a slight run last year, but
yeah,
towards the end, but still didn't make playoffs, so it was whatever.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how this team is going to show up.
We're going to figure out all the moves as we get closer. The league doesn't start until all the way in January. So we got time. All these teams have time to figure out. I don't know really many trades go on, but
I'm not sure.
We'll see.
But then still you have the draft. And again, it's another class that
there's going to be a lot of good players coming out.
Yeah, back to Grand Rapids Rise.
Yep, we got to talk about the biggest move that also intersects with League One. Sage Kahaina Torres. She's on the Grand Rapids Rise now.
And if you guys know, she was with League One last year.
Yes,
that's the biggest thing.
She was with the national team actually this summer.
She was, yeah.
Under Eric Sullivan, which would have been the team that she was playing for.
Yeah, it would have been the team that Eric Sullivan is taking over for Austin, but she's over here and she's in MLV now.
Very suspicious.
Yeah, I don't really know a lot of what happened.
None of us do yet.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything going on yet, but just little stuff going on over there. I'm not really sure, but...
Yeah, I think on Abby Benton's post, she said something that she wants to drop the lore at some point.
Yeah. So we'll be waiting for that. We'll be waiting really nicely, hoping to see that, and hopefully it's going to be some good tea, at least for us,
something interesting is always going to happen in the volleyball world, so oh boy.
Yeah, that'll be kind of weird.
Ooh.
It is weird when you have these two leagues though. Like, what is the transfer over with the players going between leagues? I think that is something that's kind of weird, but I think this might be the first one. I don't really know if there's other ones that I've really seen.
I think maybe some PVF from last year players who got dropped or something like that. Some of them had to fill in some roster spots for League One when League One was having a bunch of injuries as well. I think there were some signings there, but those players also didn't really play too much. So,
yeah, this is the big one.
Yeah, this is one where it's going to be a starting player from one like from League One going to becoming a starting player in MLB.
Yeah, it's gonna be really weird.
Yeah, but now that means we can start talking about League One. And part of why Sage Kahahina Torres' departure was so big is that for Austin, they also lost Chiaka Bogu.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they gave her a thank you goodbye post. Sage didn't get one, so that's why things are getting a little spicy.
Yeah, I feel like when you do those posts, you kind of have to just send it out for everyone. I don't know why you wouldn't send it out for certain people.
Yeah, I think that's why everyone has been kind of like, including like Abby and everyone in her comments were kind of like, oh, what's the tea? What's the tea?
Yeah.
We don't really know. I mean, it could be anything from either side, really. So
yeah,
it's hard to tell, but that is a big departure for Austin and for League One as a whole, because Chiaka is the best middle blocker from the U.S. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a tough miss.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I don't really read into that stuff a lot. So initially, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't really know. Also, there were so many posts about all the roster
movements. It's hard to keep up.
So I wasn't sure. But then I saw Abby's post, and I was like, oh, okay. So something did happen. And then I scroll, I see Sage's comment, like, aha, there is something going on.
At the very
I would
least,
have not known.
Even with Abby's post, still, you can deflect. It'll be like, maybe some post is going to come out soon. Then when Sage comments, you go, all right, we got something here.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But yeah, back to Chiaka. That's the biggest departure, I think, from League One as a whole. The other being Sarah Franklin. Mm-hmm. She's not returning to League One at all. She's going to play in Italy, just like Chiaka. So, big moves.
Yeah, and I mean, for them, I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool that they're both going to play in really tough competition.
Yeah, play at the highest level.
Yeah, I think Chiaka, I mean, we already know that she can hang with some of the best in the world.
Yeah, easily.
So, I think that just helps her, I think, maybe push to new boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Franklin is the one that I'm like really interested about because, I mean, she already looked so good, even VNL-wise, and when she was in League One, she already looked pretty good. So, when she's playing in Italy, I think this is really going to help her grow insane, and I think she's going to be really good.
Yeah, I think that was the main point of her moving, was just to improve, play against the best of the best over and over. But we're going to talk more about it once we get to actual roster review. Right now, we're just going to give some other big highlights. I think the biggest ones, maybe Justine Wong. She went from Nebraska, love Nebraska, to love Houston now. So that's pretty big. Bolsters that roster a little bit more. She gets to play close to home.
Yeah.
So.
And man, I think this just makes Houston look so damn good.
I'm interested to see also with how League One works and the graduation of maybe a lot of players, because we did see, like Lexi Rodriguez came in, Sarah Franklin came in, Sammy Francis came in the middle of the season, Rachel Fairbanks. All these players just graduated and then went straight into League One. I wonder if we're going to get any of those this year. So maybe these rosters aren't completely finalized yet. We're going to see some more additions that could be interesting, maybe fill out the rosters a little bit with even more talent.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That is the thing that could really sway the tides, honestly.
Yeah.
Is when there are really good college graduates, when they move on into these rosters, like this can make a big difference to me.
Yeah, and I think the last thing we can talk about is just for Madison, Annie Drew Schumacher is not returning, and she's not returning to play volleyball at all right now.
Yeah.
So I think she did a couple videos about it on her TikTok. I think she just wants to take a little break, see how she feels. I think when she took the summer off, she started really enjoying just having that time off, and completely understandable. I mean, the life of a volleyball player, especially at this high of a level, it's nonstop grind. So.
It's really rough.
Yeah.
I mean, we heard it straight up from two of the best in the business.
Yeah,
so.
Two of the League One players.
Yeah, they told us that it is an insane grind. So we know that she's doing the same thing. So
just hope she enjoys her time off and she stays as much in the volleyball scene as she wants to. I mean, there's always going to be a place for her.
For sure. And hey, last time we saw her playing, she's balling out. That's mainly it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to have to wait to see how these rosters fill out before we really do roster review. Everything's TBD still.
To me, the last one is now that Justine Wong-Arantes left, guess who gets to play now?
Yes, everyone should be overjoyed that Lexi Rodriguez.
Love Nebraska. Lexi Rodriguez is going to be able to play because she's not sitting behind the USA Olympic libero.
Yeah.
So definitely more playing time for Lexi, and it makes the most sense here.
Yeah.
I think she's so embedded in that community, so it works best for her and that team. And I mean, she really proved herself during this VNL. I think she looked so good.
Yeah, she's definitely going to be
Makes more
playing.
sense.
And yeah, like I said, we'll do full roster review when we get there. Hopefully they don't pick up another libero.
Yeah, but
we'll see.
It gets me hyped up when we're seeing these moves. It definitely helps spark that interest even when you're in the off season.
And now let's get on to the main part of the episode. Let's go on to start talking about the Power 4 conferences for NCAA. We did our own King of the Hill ranking of them like a week or two ago, I believe. Yeah. And we're going to go kind of in that downwards to upwards order that we had. So we're going to start off with the Big 12. We're only going to give our top 10 rankings for each conference. I think when it gets to the bottom end of each conference, it's more of a crapshoot, I guess, for us, where we're not too sure. We're not too into those teams.
Yeah.
And those rankings can switch up a lot without us really knowing. So we're just going to give what we kind of feel comfortable with, which is the top 10.
To be honest, 10 is already going all the way down to 10. It is sometimes tough.
Yeah, towards the bottom end, even of these 10, it's a little bit more iffy for us, but... Let's start with the Big 12, and we'll go from 10 upwards, I guess, going one at a time. So at my 10 for the Big 12, I had Colorado.
Same here. I also had Colorado at 10. I think it fits kind of nicely for them. The Big 12 it's a pretty decent conference.
When we get to the top, they have really good teams.
It's kind of slept on just because I think the star power is in the other conferences, but this definitely has a good solid, at least like a handful of really good teams.
Mm-hmm. And now for my number 9, I have Iowa State.
Okay. At number 9, I had Kansas State.
Okay, and that works out easily for me. That's my number 8.
Same thing for me.
Okay, so we just swapped those.
Yeah, at number 8, I have Iowa State instead.
Okay, now at number 7, I have Arizona.
This is where I put Baylor. I put Baylor at number 7.
I think I'm a little bit higher on Baylor. I'll get to them a little bit later, so I can't even transition to those guys right away.
Okay.
So at least I'll just talk about them and mention it a little bit more when we get there. But for Baylor, I really liked Victoria Davis as a middle and Gabrielle Essex, who transferred there, also as a middle.
Yeah,
and I like them as a middle duo. Maybe I'm really high on middles, so I rank them a little higher.
Yeah, it's a big move. It's a big move for Baylor. I think that definitely helps them out. But you said Arizona here, right?
Yes.
At 7.
Yes.
It works out. I have Arizona at 6, so that was pretty close for me.
And my 6, like I said, it's not Baylor yet. This is where I have TCU. I mean, I know that they're going to be pretty solid. I have Jalen Gibson as one of their major players, who's one to look out for. She's one of their outside hitters. I think she was on maybe their the preseason Big 12 honors, like the all conference team.
Yeah.
So she's going to be a big player for them. Spoiler again for me, I have Baylor one spot above, so I just have them a little bit more favored.
Yeah, to me, I had TCU. I think you did. That was your 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I had TCU at number 5. Some of it might just be because I'm a believer in Coach Jason Williams. Mm-hmm. I think I love the things that he's doing up there or down there, where he does a great job with the offensive system. It is blazing fast. Mm-hmm. I think that is something that's really fun to watch for me. Mm-hmm. So that's definitely a big one. And TCU is around that kind of area where they're kind of in between right now. I think they've fielded very strong rosters before, but I think sometimes you do have that
there are
period.
transition periods.
Yeah.
It's also super weird nowadays where transferring in and out is a really big thing, and NIL money is kind of a big thing, so depends on how much schools are able to offer each. So everyone's just figuring it out, so it's a little funky.
Yeah.
And now we're into the top 4 then. So at number 4, this is where I put Utah.
Yeah, I think same here. Utah, I think they slot in pretty perfectly here.
Yeah. I had Cameron Gibadlo as the main outside and Emery Moai as one of their main middles.
Yeah.
So I think those are the 2 players to look out for there. I think Utah they're kind of in the same tier where for the next team at number 3, where I had Arizona State, I think both of them are around the same level. They're probably going to compete heavily with each other.
Yeah, exactly. I have the same way. I have Arizona State here at number 3. Mm-hmm. I think it does help with the star power that Arizona State has, but it is similar though.
Yeah.
Right? Naomi Glover,
yeah.
Faith Frame, both very impactful.
Yeah, Naomi Glover from Oregon, shout out to a dying school almost.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened with Oregon. we'll go through a bunch of other schools and you'll find out that a lot of stuff, like a lot of these players are coming from Oregon, or even the coach.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, ASU, I think they're a strong team, but maybe not as much as these top 2 teams.
yeah,
Number 2, I had Kansas.
yeah, same here. Number 2, I have Kansas as well.
Yeah. I mean, they have Kristen Klein as a really good setter.
Yeah.
And then Reese Patak as one of their great middles. So
Yeah.
I like this Kansas team. I think they're a step above the team, everyone that we've put below them, but just not quite enough to be at this number 1 spot.
Yeah.
Number 1 spot, I have BYU.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
BYU's number 1 made the most sense to me as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think last year they were already a really, really young team. I've been super, super high on them. Even last year,
Yeah.
I think that was one of my worst predictions. They got upset in the first round.
They did.
And I predicted them to go so far into the tournament because I was so high on BYU. So that was a little bit embarrassing. But this year,
Yeah.
they will do well.
I mean, they're just an older team now. I
Yeah.
think that helps.
More experience. They have Claire Little Chambers as their main outside hitter and Brielle Kemavor as their main middle.
Yeah, I mean, I think it helps when you got arguably the best player in your conference.
Yeah.
I think that always helps with the star power.
Yeah.
And that makes your team a lot better. And I think the preseason polls already slotted that for now, they think that Sully Davis, also as a pin, is going to be that freshman of the year. We'll have to see.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of what went into when we look at what Big 12 their rankings were for preseason, where they also thought that as well. So I think that's just an extra thing where I didn't really take into account of it, where I was looking at just the team as it was. But when you do have a freshman that it seems like
They
the
have
conference,
Yeah, they're high on them.
yeah,
so.
they think that she's gonna be really good. So I think Sully Davis, she could be very impactful as well.
But that does it for Big 12. I mean, we kept it pretty standard, I think. We didn't go too crazy out from maybe like the preseason rankings or even the AVCA poll.
No.
Yeah, we didn't go too crazy. But now it's time for us to get a little crazier. Let's move on to the SEC.
Yeah.
No, there are a lot of big teams here.
At number 10, I put Arkansas.
Ooh.
I actually am a big believer in their coach. And I know some other people might be a little bit more down on Arkansas, but I put Arkansas at number 10 here.
Okay. I kind of just went with everything that I thought. I went Ole Miss. Honestly, for some of these lower teams, I don't mind shuffling them around a little bit. I can get into my opinions a little bit more as we move up. But for now, Ole Miss, I think I don't mind the Arkansas Ole Miss.
Yeah, I mean,
change up.
I had Ole Miss at 11, so
Yeah.
it was close.
Yeah. 9. Maybe we can just speed through these ones. I have Georgia.
Same, I have Georgia as well. Again, another coach that I do believe in because I do like to hear what they say and like how they talk about their coaching philosophy, and I like what he likes to do down there. So definitely like Georgia, but number 9 here.
Yep. Number 8, I have Oklahoma.
Number 8, I put LSU.
Oh my! They did lose a lot of players
I
in
know.
the transfer portal.
That is why
that's
they're
big.
lower.
Yeah.
That is why they're lower for me. But Jornay Robinson, Nee Washington, those like that as an outside duo, is real nice.
I'm very, very
Really
high
nice.
on Journey Robinson. I think a couple other people have been also talking her up, so maybe that's influencing me a little bit. But I did have LSU as my next spot.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe we swapped them. I'm not sure.
So who was at your 8?
At 8, I had Oklahoma.
Okay. Yeah. And then at 7, I had Oklahoma here. So pretty close.
Yeah,
next
so we
to
just
each other.
swapped those two. And then moving on to our number 6s. This is where I had Tennessee.
I also had Tennessee at number 6. I think Caroline Kerr, you can't discount that.
Yeah, she's good.
She's gonna be really good for that team.
And then Keandria Granberry as one of the middles. We were very high on her as well.
Yeah.
But I think some of these other teams above they just look really good.
Yeah, these top SEC teams are definitely up there. They're gonna be really good.
Yep. So now moving on to number 5. Number 5 is where I put Florida.
I also had Florida at 5. I think it's a team where they did miss a big one here, right?
Yeah.
When you lose Kennedy Martin, that is a huge
And your
loss.
coach.
Yes, and your coach.
Yeah.
It is a huge loss.
Yeah.
But you still have Alexis Stuckey. I think she, again, a lot of people like Alexis Stuckey.
Yeah.
We do too. I think she's going to be she's a very good setter. I think that is something that still makes me believe in Florida to still be a pretty good team, but
Yeah.
you did lose a lot. So
Yeah.
to me, 5 makes sense.
Yeah, they also have Jayla August, I think, would be very good as one of their middles. I think there's some weird thing going on with one of the Miami outsides as well, where she initially everyone thought she was transferring, but then now she's not on their roster anymore. So it's a little weird. She's actually on the Miami roster right now, which is very interesting.
But she was gonna go to Florida?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so that one's a little messy. We'll figure out when they start playing, I guess. So also with some of these teams, sometimes the news doesn't make it too big.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing though, because that stuff that should be out by now. Because
it's Flomarie Heredia Cologne, Miami's main outside.
Oh,
I think she definitely the NCAA when they did their main big transfers for the season.
Yeah,
they said that she's going to Florida.
Really, I kind of maybe I just forgot about that.
Yeah,
but I still in my mind I still had her that she was going to Florida. Okay.
Yeah. So that's a little weird one. I mean, maybe we'll figure out a little bit more as we get there, but It's a weird thing. She also she deleted all of her Instagram posts where I was trying to do some investigating.
Okay, so I guess there is something going on.
Mm-hmm. So that's a little weird, but happens. We'll figure it out as we get there. But now for my number 4, this is where I had Mizzou.
Yeah, this is also where I put Missouri here. I think it kind of makes sense, though. I think those top 3 teams are cemented to me.
Yeah.
But, man, Maya Sands is so nasty.
Yeah. And I think Kaylin Alexander will also be very, very good for them.
Yes, Kaylin Alexander will fit in for this Mizzou team very, very well.
I really want to put this Mizzou team on, the bare bottom of that next tier, but I just don't know if they can crack that top tier yet.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I think they're... If I were to put them in a rank of because I don't really remember where ABCA put them, but to me they're knocking on the door at around 15, which I don't know if that's crazy or not, but just with the team that they've built up, Maya Sands, Kaylin Alexander, that team is gonna look very, very good.
Yeah,
and I think people won't talk about them that much besides the initial start, but I think they're definitely a team to look at where they're going to be pretty good.
Okay, now let's move into top 3 territory.
Yeah, they're just going to be outshined by these 3 teams. Unfortunately, I think that's just how it is.
Yeah. When we talk about these teams, you already know. Yeah. I mean, I think you guys already know who's in these top 3. So at number 3, I have Texas A&M.
Yeah, I had to put A&M at 3.
I really, really, really wanted to put them at 2. I want to put them at 2 so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even be mad at that, honestly. Yeah. I wouldn't be mad at that. Because...
screw it. I'm going to change my rankings right now. I'm putting that at number 2. Regular Texas is my number 3.
Okay. Well, we can just talk about it now. I think Texas, they definitely won a good portion of the transfer portal getting Tori Stafford.
That's a very, very big one.
I think that was a huge win.
Yeah,
but you do have to remember...
Definitely top 3 moves in NCAA.
Yeah, but losing Avery Carlson, Maddie Skinner, just a lot of other big things that happened to this team where it is going to be weird. But then you also think about it. They did get Ramsey Gary, and now I don't know exactly what Jarrett Elliott is going to do for this Texas team in the back row. But if you find a way to have both of them on the court at the same time, being Emma Holter and Ramsey Gary, that defense and that back row passing is going to be so damn good. So if you could do that, I think it's going to be really good. But I do have questions as well. That's why I'm not that mad at you for putting them at 3. I think the middle play, you lose Mariana Singletary, and the other outside position, I think that one is going to be very important. And then I think it does come down to the setting. Unfortunately, the whole thing with Avery Carlson coming in and Ellis Lindell from the year before. It
threw off everything. I don't agree with that coaching decision, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole vibe of the team felt really weird for all last year, to me at least, watching them. Where it felt like they were underperforming from what I thought they were going to be. I mean, they won 2 natties in a row.
Everyone thought they were going to, at the very least, be truly, truly contending.
I thought it was Final Four.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a contender for sure. But, I mean, they did do really well in SEC, but when it came down to it, that was a team where I did have questions.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's kind of how it ended. But that's why I'm not mad at you for putting them at 3.
Yeah.
But for A&M, I think, Logan Lednicki is going to be really good this year.
Yes.
Afena Costapala is going to be really good. Yep. I think that team, it helps so much, and I just covered them earlier. It's literally the same team. So they just got a little bit more experience. They got better. And now this team can kind of just try and run it back.
Yeah, I think this is where we're really expecting them to kind of lock in. This is their window to make a good run. So this is where I'm going to do it. I'm going to put them at 2. But unfortunately, it's not enough for me to give them number one because
No.
number one, we both got Kentucky.
Yeah.
And
I think it's pretty natural. I think a lot of people right now, preseason-wise, are definitely putting Kentucky at 1
yeah.
for SEC.
Yep.
And, I mean, I've always been a fan of Kentucky since last year when we were really watching NCAA women's. I was definitely a big fan of Kentucky. And now you bring in Eva Hudson. She is going to be so good, and the fact that you have Brooklyn DeLay and Eva Hudson on the same team sounds so stupid.
Yeah.
It's like
they're too good.
It like actually looks like it was like a fantasy draft, and you got both of them.
Yeah. No,
and we just did something like that, and it's insane.
Their outside duo is the best in NCAA. Some people may disagree, but I fully believe they're the best. And they also have Molly Tuzzo as their libero.
Yes.
The defense for this team is disgusting.
Yes, Molly Tuzzo, I think she has not gotten enough praise for how good she's become. But I think with players like Lexi and Elena Scott, Elena Ogilvie, like a lot of other bigger names, I think Molly Tuzzo can definitely get some flowers for how she plays because
This season for sure.
she's so good.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that she just does even better this year. And with more eyes on them, I think already being ranked number 1 preseason-wise for SEC and the transfer moves, I think...
And us continuing to say that they have the best outside duo in NCAA.
Yeah, I think Kentucky can definitely make some waves here. We will do a kind of like a tier list eventually about contenders and stuff, but I think that they're actually in there, which...
I agree.
I don't know if people thought that before, but I think they're definitely in there now.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is weird to say when they did lose like a really good setter in Emma Grom. I think that setting might be the biggest thing that you might want to think about, but I think they're going to be good.
If your passing is perfect, it won't matter.
Yeah, they're going to be good.
But now that does it for the SEC. Now it's time for us to move on to the ACC. Another very, very interesting one.
It's very top heavy.
Yeah.
But those top teams are really damn good.
Oh, they're nice. But first off, at my number 10, I had NC State, North Carolina State.
I put Virginia here.
Okay. Virginia was my number 9. So
Okay.
just had them swapped, maybe.
Yeah, I had NC State at number 9.
Yeah. I was like, these ones feel like they're the close ones with each other. So yeah, I think it's again this main thing where we talk about there's a lot of money moving around, a lot of players leaving kind of these teams to try and go to better teams or follow the money, and these teams are getting dropped a little bit further below.
Yeah, I think these are the teams that kind of suffer from that, where these top teams are just getting even better, and it's like kind of widening the gap.
Yeah, it's hard to catch up when
Which is
you
difficult.
just you're not bringing in the same amount of money as them.
Yeah.
So you can't spend as much as them.
Yeah, and then also part of it is also attracting those top players.
Yeah.
It does make it harder.
At number 8, I had Florida State.
Yes, I also had Florida State at number 8 here too.
Right,
So
yeah. Again, I think this is the same tier where they're just gonna try. They're trying to rebuild. I think they've had some good runs.
they've had some really good teams.
Yeah, but they're in the same weird rebuild where you kind of have to and figure out how to get money into your game. Let's move on to number 7. Number 7, this is where I have Miami.
I put Georgia Tech here.
Miami, we talked about, they have Flo Marie Heredia Colon as one of their outsides. They have Ariana Rodriguez as their setter. And big one for me is they got Logan Wiley from Georgia Tech, and I was a fan last year.
Yeah.
So that's a big pickup for them, even though I had them kind of lower.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of why I had Georgia Tech at 7. Is when you do lose players like that. To me, that does kind of hurt your chances, and your strength of your team is more reliant on players that we haven't seen. That's why it's preseason type of tier or rankings, so that's kind of what happened to me. So I put them at 7.
Yep. And then for my number 6, I had North Carolina.
I also put North Carolina at 6.
Sophie Hampton as their big outside.
Yes.
That's a big one. And I think it's still, they have her as a really big, as main firepower, but still you need a little bit more to kind of push yourself into this upper tier, at least to me.
Yeah, I think that is the case, especially when you are looking at these better teams where, they just have a lot of players that are really good. But Sophie Hampton is very good, so can't understate that for sure.
No, I think she'll be able to show out as one of the bigger stat getters in this conference for sure. I don't know if it's going to be enough to push them up any higher than we have them, but I think she herself will look really good.
Yeah, I think she will play really well.
Okay, now moving on to, what are we now? Top five?
Yes.
Top five? This is where I put Georgia Tech.
Yeah, and then we swapped them. I guess we swapped them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Miami at number 5.
For me,
you can talk about Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I have Larissa Mendez as an oppo, and I mean the opposites for the ACC are actually mad stacked.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go so crazy to be like she'll be the best opposite in the conference because we have the National Player of the Year, the reigning National Player of the Year. But I think she's good enough to kind of play at that high level. I think she's enough to carry them into the top 5. I think she is top 5, top 4 right side in this conference. And when the conference is so right side heavy, I think it's enough to carry.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I can see that for Georgia Tech, but that's just where I went with it for Miami.
I'm just a believer in even the way that the pro scene is right now, where I think everyone's trying to become a lot more right side dominant. So I think that just skews me a little bit. But now let's move on to number 4s. This one, I have SMU.
I also put SMU here. It was tough. I actually was really thinking between 3 and 4. I was flip-flopping a lot there, but I think there is so many new faces for this team. I think that's going to take at least a little bit for them to get gelled.
Yeah, I think they might drop a couple games that maybe you expect them not to. I think by the end of the season, maybe, I'll have them as a stronger team than Stanford potentially, which is my number 3, by the way.
Yeah.
But I think to start off, I just don't know if they're going to get that record just right yet.
Yeah, I think there's just so many new faces, but because this team looks completely different. This team looks so different, but they did get a lot of really good players. So I think you can't discount that, and I think that's why we still have SMU at number 4 here.
Yeah.
I think there's still a team that they could surprise people later on in the season when they are making a push, but when they start the season, I think that is where we're going to see the most trouble for them.
Yeah. So the way I took this prediction is how I think they're going to end the season in their rankings for like their conference rankings. So I think they're just going to drop a couple games towards the beginning while they're figuring things out. But we can move on to number 3. Like I said, I had Stanford.
Yeah, Stanford as well. And it is tough. I think Stanford losing Cami Minor and Elena Ogilvie, Sammy Francis, those are very big losses.
Yeah.
But you still have your pins there that you feel really confident in.
Yeah.
So that makes me feel good about it, even when you do lose players like that. And Lizzie Andrews is still there for the middle. But Elliot Rubin is really good. I don't know how,
I haven't heard too much about, people are not as high on her as I think we are.
I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of noise around her. Maybe it is because she plays at Stanford, where it's not as big of a name.
Yeah, I think
at
maybe
least now.
Maybe she's been playing behind some of these other star players for a little bit.
But honestly, man, she is really, really good. 6 rotation type of pin, and I mean, she can really do it all. So I actually really like Ellie Rubin. She's going to be insane.
But unfortunately, the top 2 for the ACC are stacked.
Yeah.
So at number 2, this is why I put Louisville.
I also put Louisville here.
I really do like this Louisville team. I think just the fact that they lost a bunch of players, I don't think it's going to be able to have them take over Pitt.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is really tough. But, man, I mean, you lose Anna DeBeer. You lose Cherry Looper. You lose Elena Scott. Those are 3 of your main players on this team. Now, I will say, Kara Cressy, Nylas Cabello still being there, and Peyton Peterson with the way that she played at the end, definitely gives you confidence. And this is another coach that I really believe in Dan Meskey. I think he is going to be able to do very similar things. It is a new face, but he's been there since DBK got there.
It's a new face, but he's been with the team.
He was there the whole time, so
I don't think he's losing. I don't think there needs to be any confidence or buy-in from the players anymore because I think they already trust him.
Yeah, and I do know one thing for Louisville in these past years. They are always going to be a really good blocking team, and it's going to happen again. I think Kara Cressy is going to put up crazy numbers for blocking.
Yeah, she was already putting up crazy
She
numbers.
was.
She was already one of the top blockers. So
I think this team is going to still be a really good blocking team.
Yeah.
But you're not beating Pitt.
Yeah. Like we said, our number 1 is Pitt. I mean, you have Olivia Babcock, the reigning National Player of the Year. You still have Bree Kelly, your All-American first team, I believe, middle. You have Blair Bayless on the outside, still really good.
Blair Bayless, I think she's due for a really good season now. Yeah. Now, without Tori Stafford, I think
it's her turn to step up.
It is going to be called upon her to do more.
Yeah.
But I think she can do it.
Yeah,
I think she definitely
the other middle blocker, Riley Jones. So still that middle blocker duo is nasty.
Yeah, she's also really good. So you can't overstate that either.
Yeah, and with Olivia Babcock getting all of the training with the U.S. team, I'm still very high on it.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because she didn't look very good in the VNL, but
this is also her playing against the top players in the world.
I think you have to remember that before that, she was OTing and hitting way harder than a lot of other people in the country at the college level. So I think bring her back to this level, you can kind of tell that she's going to come out and she's going to do really well.
She's going to still be scoring. Well, maybe we'll see a National Player of the Year repeat. I don't know if they really like to do that, though, so
maybe.
I don't think so. That's our ACC rankings. Now it's time for us to move on to the big one, the Big Ten.
This is the one that I've been definitely excited to look at. This one's going to be really fun.
Again, we'll speed through the bottom of it a little bit. At number 10, I have Illinois.
I put Michigan here. I think, again, it's one of those teams where you're just playing a really stacked conference. So you do what you can, and I think they're always a team that you're just going to be looking to improve.
I think it's tough for both of these teams because they both did lose players.
Yeah, you lose players, especially Illinois. To me, I did have Illinois a little bit higher. I had them at 9. But I think that was one thing where Michigan, Illinois, these are teams that lose players, and it makes it really difficult.
At number 9, I had Washington.
Well, 9 for me was Illinois.
They're just not a big school, so they're not going to get the same draw.
Yeah, it's hard to retain players.
With the way the transfer portal is nowadays, you just lose players.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah, and then I had Washington a little bit higher than you. I had them at 8. But same thing goes. I agree. But they do have some really good players still. 8 is where I put Oregon. They actually lost a lot of players, but I think that they have a decent upcoming class, and at least the way that they're being trained at Oregon, or the players that they've been able to produce, because we just saw a bunch of them transfer out, I think that they have a good system there to develop their players. It's Oregon, and you just don't keep the players. Yeah, that's actually why I don't have them in the top 10. I think losing Mimi Collier, and this was a team that got absolutely gutted. Yeah. This team got absolutely gutted, so...
They lost outsides, a middle...
That is why...
Right side.
I don't have them in the top 10 here. I have them at 12, so it's not insanely far down. But I think that was so... there was a lot of losses for Oregon there, so I did have to bring them down.
Yeah, I just think that the way that they empower and develop players will be enough to bring them up a little higher.
We will see. That is definitely a team that, if you are believing in them, then hey, maybe they can do it.
They've shown us time and time again that they have talent. It's just, can you keep it?
Yeah.
And you added at your number 8
was Washington.
Okay. So then at number 7, this is where I have USC.
I also have USC at number 7 here.
Yeah. They did lose their big freshman duo that both went to...
They went to SMU.
Yes,
sure.
they lost the freshman duo that went to SMU. Yeah. So that's a big loss, but they still have Adonia Faumenua.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry, don't know how to pronounce it. My bad. But
yeah, they lost a lot, though. I mean, they lost those two. You lose Mia Tuniga. You lose Ali Bain Norris. That's a lot to deal with. But again, I think it's another team that usually they do pretty well.
Well, I think they actually last year they just had a bunch of players on the bench.
They did. Yeah. They did. They actually do have a pretty deep team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that is why we still have them at number 7 here.
Yeah. Okay, now moving on to number 6. This is where I had to put Purdue.
I also ended up putting Purdue at 6 here.
I mean, when you just lose your 2 best players.
Yeah, you are talking about losing some of your best players, so.
But they did get a lot of transfers to try and fill in those gaps. I just don't know if it's quite the same. So they actually were one of the bigger transfer portal teams. From USC, they got Lindsey Miller. From Michigan State, they got Akasha Anderson, who played right side for them, but she's an outside. I think she'll play outside for this team. They got Natalie Moravik from Iowa, which is another outside. So their outsides filled. I just don't know at the same level as 2 of the best outsides in volleyball. And then a couple more middles. So they have players to fill these spots. It's just big shoes to fill.
Yeah, I think that is kind of why I have them in a similar boat as Purdue, is that they were another team that just as USC.
Yeah.
Where you just lose a lot.
Yeah.
Where to me, like, that just makes it very difficult. I mean, you lose right. You lost your your two outsides. You lose the middle and Raven Coleman. Like, there's a lot that is going on for that Purdue team, but they did try and replenish their roster, and I think they did.
Yeah.
So
I think it's
similar to me.
Probably another thing where they're also gonna have to mesh a little bit with these big transfer teams. They're gonna take a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, you hope that they can do it during spring and during training camp and stuff, but there's a lot to deal with, and you don't know until you actually have real games.
Mm-hmm. But we can move on to our top 5 now. At number 5, this is where I have Minnesota.
Same thing. I also put Minnesota here.
Julia Hansen as their main outside, their main player.
Yes, Julia Hansen is really, really good. She is very good. And you have McKenna Wuker. They're both going to be there. I think that helps a lot. You lose Lydia Grote. You lose Melanie Schaffmaster. Those are tough. But a good amount of the team is still there, though. So you feel pretty good.
Yeah. And Minnesota's always good. They always have good training. They have good development. So I believe that they'll be just fine in this, not to call it a second tier, but maybe they're not. Maybe it's not even the second tier, but they're kind of there.
Yeah, I think it does matter a lot about the setting, though.
Yeah.
I think to me that's kind of why I ended up putting them a little bit lower, was the setting matters a lot. Mm-hmm. And Melanie Schaffmaster was very good.
Yeah.
So replacing that is definitely a tall task.
Yeah. She even came back and played for the PBF for like a month.
Yeah.
Which is a little weird. But now let's move on to number 4. This is where I have UCLA.
Same thing. I didn't know if you were going to put UCLA higher, so...
Yeah, I think
I have UCLA 4.
This is a similar thing to where I had SMU, where I think because there are so many transfers into this team, I think it's going to be like they're still going to have to figure a couple things out. They might drop a couple of games early on in the season. But again, I think they could end up being a stronger contender than Wisconsin, which is who I have at number 3.
Okay.
So again, I think I did the same exact ranking jumps as the other conference, but yeah, I like the UCLA team a lot. I think they brought in a lot of really, really good pieces. I think they're a super talented team. I just don't think it's gonna mesh right away.
It's pretty crazy. I think they have a lot of talent where it kind of makes it difficult to figure out how you put everyone in.
Yeah.
I mean,
they have a lot of pins.
Yeah, I'm really high on the middles that they brought in. Bring in PK, bring in Mariana Singletary.
Yeah.
That's
I think they're just taking those spots.
Yeah, I think that's really good for them. The late addition of Lola Schumacher was really funny, but I think that is really huge for them.
Now they're good.
Especially when that's one of the rival conference teams. You feel pretty good about that if you're UCLA.
Yeah.
And Alfie, I think he's been getting better and better with his team. I think this team is going to grow. Even when it is a lot of new faces, I think they're still going to be able to make a step. So 4 felt right to me as well.
Yeah. And speaking of Lola Schumacher, next, at Wisconsin.
Same thing. Wisconsin at 3 here. I thought this fit pretty well. To me, I was kind of debating if I was high enough on UCLA to put them at 3. I thought that was too much of a tall task. But you also think Wisconsin did lose a good amount as well. You did lose Sarah Franklin. You lost Anna Smrek.
You lost Lola Schumacher.
Cece Crawford. You lost Lola Schumacher.
So.
But it does look very odd for Wisconsin when you did lose 3 of the players that you were looking at to play libero, that they're all gone.
Yeah, that was super weird. I think one of the reasons why I kept them up here, I think if they didn't get this edition, or maybe if it was even like a different player, but they got Mimi Collier from Oregon, and she was one of my favorite players from last year.
She's so good. Yeah. She's really good.
Yeah, so it was just enough to let me have Wisconsin up there, but...
I think the one thing that did make me want to put, if it wasn't UCLA, maybe Minnesota above Wisconsin, or at least think about it, was that other outside position. That is the thing that I am still worried about, where I'm not too sure how that is going to go. I think there's still questions on that. But Mimi Collier herself can do a lot of work. I mean, it's kind of similar to Sarah Franklin, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think it's really hard to say that Mimi Collier is going to be doing that. I don't think that's fair to say that she can do that to her level. But Charlie Furbringer, she gets another year. I think Ania Warren, being that libero, she's going to be able to do some really good work, but it's still, you have to see it first.
Yeah.
Because she's going to be a freshman, so we're not sure how that is going to go. They did have a lot of really good freshmen before. They're just not there anymore. But I guess I kind of, to answer my own question there about that other outside, if it's Madison Quest, I'm not sure. But if it does end up being her, or if she's on the right side, I think she's another pin that Wisconsin does feel really good about. So I think that still gave me a little bit to say that Wisconsin can be at 3 here.
Yeah. Yeah, I like them there, but now let's get into the top 2. These are the ones that everyone wants to talk about. They are rivals at this point.
Yeah, probably top 2 contenders for most people, I would say.
So I'll just give them both at the same time. At number 1, I have Nebraska.
Nebraska here as well, number 1.
Which means at number 2, we both have Penn State.
Yeah.
Which is really tough. I mean, Penn State, Izzy Stark, I think she's the best setter in college volleyball right now.
I don't hate that take.
Yeah. And Kennedy Martin as their big addition
is insane.
Yeah. I think the only thing I question is how that situation fits with Juravicius.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you have to make her an outside. I don't know how she is as a passer, really.
Yeah, you didn't see it too much. So that is something that you have to wait to be seen.
Yeah, but the Kennedy Martin and Izzy Stark duo might be the most deadly duo in volleyball.
Yeah, I think the passing to me is going to be something that I'm worried about. I think Emmy Selman will be able to do decent. And then Caroline Juravicius is one that I'm not sure. I don't really know what it looks like. And it's not to say that she's going to be bad at passing, but if she does end up being that other outside, I just haven't seen it, so I'm not really sure. And then, but I do feel good about Jillian Grimes and Ava Faldudo as those 2 passers in the back row that I feel confident in. But I'm just not sure how that weighs out for that other pin spot. Yeah. And that is kind of why I have Nebraska at 1.
Yep.
Even though the middles for Penn State are still really solid. I mean, Jordan Hopp, when she went in there last year, she was really clutch. She kind of made it look like that they didn't lose a step there. So Jordan Hopp and Maggie Mendelson, I think that's going to be a still pretty good middle duo.
But now we have to talk about Nebraska and why we have them at number 1.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just returning a lot of insanely good players.
Yeah, I think
they
really
lost
good.
They lost players, but I mean, they just have this class of players which is so good.
I mean, the main loss here is Lexi Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And Merritt Beeson as well. Merritt Beeson was amazing. I love what she did for the culture. But then I think people did notice that she didn't do as well during the national tournament, which is fine. Things like that happen. But losing Lexi Rodriguez is a very big thing that you have to fill the void of.
Yeah. It's just good that they have Lainey Choboy and Olivia Mauk fighting for that.
You feel really good about that. But I think the biggest wild card to me is going to have to be if Virginia Adriano does take that right side spot and how good she is.
She's taking it, and she's going to be insanely good. She's going to be better than Merritt Beeson. That's my take, and I hope you all believe the same thing because I'm right.
I'm not sure. I just want to see it first because, I mean, she does look very good. I think you can tell that she's super physical already.
She's nasty.
It makes sense when she's playing pro ball against grown women, and she has to...
and the best woman in the world.
And she has to hit against those blocks, so that is definitely a huge thing.
Yeah.
And then, man, I'm such a believer in Harper Murray.
Yeah.
I think she really is just like one of the best outsides in the country, and I like actually mean that, and not just because she's on Nebraska.
I mean, I think the good thing about Harper Murray is that it feels like she just continuously works on her game. So like she really is just getting better and better, and it's coming from a place where she's already one of the top outsides in the country. Yeah,
I think there was so much pressure on her that freshman year where, I mean, it was crazy. They did end up going all the way to the Natty, and then last year was a tough one where they were in the semifinals. But this year, I think this is a year where they might do it and they might push for it, and this is actually their year.
Yeah,
which would be amazing. It'd be amazing if DBK gets that as well. Kind of sucks that John Cook just left, but I think that's okay. His legacy is gonna be cemented anyways.
He's doing his own thing now over there.
He's chilling. But I think Harper Murray is definitely like a player where if she's doing really well, this team is going to look unstoppable.
Yeah, and that's not even talking about their middles, who are also probably one of the best middle duos in all of college volleyball as well. So this team is insane. Yeah,
Annie Jackson, Rebecca Alec. Rebecca Alec is just, she has so much fire, and she's just so solid. Like she like is not phased. Yeah, which is really good. And Annie Jackson has just been hands down just insane as a middle. I mean,
she's the best offensive middle in college volleyball.
Yeah, I think maybe just the blocking that we're worried about for the team as a whole. Yeah. But I think their blocking is still going to be pretty good. I'm not really worried about that.
Yep. And then let's talk about their setters real quick before we finish this up. They have two of the best setters in college volleyball too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a big debate going on, and there's a lot of shade being thrown towards both of these setters, but they're both so good that I think that's why people want to, like, talk crap about them, but they're both really good players. They're both really good setters, and it's just crazy that Nebraska has to choose between these two. Like,
Yeah. I do not envy DBK.
Yeah.
The decision that she has to make, and not just for the setters, as a whole for this roster, but
Libero's
yes,
a big one too.
Libero's is a big one, but the setters is definitely difficult.
Yeah.
And people need to stop with this Bergen-Riley, the slander.
Slander.
The disrespect is actually insane.
Yeah.
People need to relax.
No.
It was a red and white scrimmage. People are reading way too into it. But like, Bergen-Riley, I think she has proven that she is a very good, like, across the country, one of the best setters. I don't think that is in question. Now, if you're worrying about pushing to actually win the Natty, I guess that's fair. I can't say anything because
Nebraska has this degree of like excellence that they expect. Where
but
I guess that's why the hate is here.
Yeah, but you can't say it's because of her. It's not the setting, and only her setting is the reason why they haven't won one yet. So that's just my whole thing about it. It just pisses me off when people are they're just saying like crazy things when these are college kids, man. Like, relax.
Also, I think they're hating, but like realistically, like even if you want to be disrespectful to both of these setters, they're still, if you want to be the most disrespectful you can be, they're still top 10 in college volleyball.
Yeah,
Easily.
it doesn't make sense.
So you're hating, but they're still just that good.
Yeah, I think people need to relax.
And I mean, being more neutral on it, they're in our top 5.
Yeah, I mean, I actually I think they're hands down the contender, and that they're going to, like, they're the favorite to me. And a lot of people think that. I think that could also just be because there's a lot of Nebraska fans. But man, like, this team is really, really good. It's really good.
I think that brings us to the end of our predictions for the NCAA standings. This is where we think that they're going to end up before the college tournaments, before their conference tournaments, just their regular season records. These are our predictions. We'll come back in a couple months. We'll see how we did. We'll review it. It might be embarrassing.
Yeah, it'll be fun looking at them, though.
We're going to replay our takes and see, wow, did we go wild or what?
Nah, I feel good about it, though. I feel good about it.
Yeah, I think...
It's okay. It's okay to be wrong, man.
Yeah.
If we say something, it's out there. But if we're wrong, we're going to own up to it.
Yeah, I think it'd be mad funny if
it
I
is
was
funny.
super wrong.
It is funny when we're wrong.
Yeah, but we'll see. I think things are still very fluid with these. Nothing too crazy with these predictions for standings. If any of the ones that we left off make it up into like the top 5 of the conferences, then that is our bad.
Yeah, it's really awkward.
Yeah, but this was very fun. Let us know what you guys think. So that does it for these predictions, and let's move on to the rally round. Welcome to the rally round, where we have our drafts, blind rankings, and other fun games. This week, we're starting off with a draft. It's NCAA season for the women's, so we got to start with a draft. We haven't really done too many yet.
No.
So this time, we're going to be drafting teams using only transfers from this past season.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah.
There were a lot of transfers, but it's funny when we look at it. I'm like, damn, there's not a lot for certain positions.
Yeah. This is one where it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. I think we already have a vague idea of how some of the first picks will go.
Yeah.
But when we start getting into it, it's going to get a little confusing.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Because this is also kind of projecting, too.
Yeah.
You are kind of projecting on how they're going to do.
There are all transfers still, so we don't know how they're fitting in with their new teams.
Yeah.
Let's draft teams using NCAA women's transfers. And you have the first pick.
Kennedy Martin.
Very simple.
Let's not waste time here.
Yeah, Kennedy Martin going from Florida to Penn State. The biggest transfer announced. So, yeah, good pick. All right, then for my picks, I'm going to take both of my middles here. I'm taking PK and Mariana Singletary, both at UCLA. PK from Louisville and Mariana Singletary from Texas.
I did not think you were going to do that, actually, honestly.
I just wanted to secure up my middles for right now.
That's fair.
I feel good about it. I think they were like the, maybe it's also because they came as a package to the same school.
That is kind of funny.
I'm very high on this middle duo.
Yeah, they've done some TikToks together too.
Yeah.
Those are pretty funny too.
Yeah.
I saw the one where they were like, PK was like hugging Mariana, and then it was something like, "Oh yeah, you did her wrong, but she likes it where she's at now." And everyone was in the comments was like, "Oh my god, what did Texas do to Mariana? What is the tea? What is the tea?" I'm like, man, I'm pretty sure it's just a TikTok.
It's just a TikTok.
It's just a TikTok. People are reading way too into it. I thought it was really funny.
Or are they?
To me, they are, because I don't know. All right. I didn't know you were going to do that. So I feel pretty good about this then. I'm going to take Tori Stafford as an outside. And I'm going to take Avery Carlson.
Makes sense. I can do something really funny.
If you want to do it for the memes, do it for the memes.
Yeah. I'm just going to do another round where I pick from the same team again. I'm taking both of my outsides here. I'm taking Eva Hudson and Chloe Chacoin.
So former of the same team. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm keeping this like little theme going on.
Okay.
Where it's like to the same team and then from the same team. So we got UCLA and Purdue representation.
Okay.
Real strong.
I mean, they're not bad picks. I definitely, the players that you got are definitely good.
Yeah.
So I don't hate that.
I just don't think I can do it again.
Yeah, I think it's a stretch now.
Yeah.
I think this makes it actually at least straightforward for me at least.
Yeah, I think the picks start getting easy.
I'm gonna take Ramsey Gary. I think she's going to look really, really good. I don't really know what's going to happen for Texas with this lineup because you do have Emma Halter and her.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
But to me, I'm under the assumption that Ramsey Gary is going to win that libero spot, and she's going to look really good. Mm-hmm. So, and if she's not, she's playing DS, and she's going to look really good that way as well. But I think that Texas defense is going to look real nice, and Ramsey Gary is definitely going to be a huge part of it.
Yeah.
So that other outside, you did take those two. I think to me, I'm just gonna take Mimi Collier. Yeah. I think it makes the most sense here.
If I was not trying to meme as much, I probably would have taken her. But
okay.
I just like having these two Purdue outsides back together. Again.
Eva Hudson is insane. Chloe Chacoin can do it all, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, I just like having them together. I just wanted them to stay together. I hate that they moved. So now we have no more overlapping positions. So let me just take who I want. Let me stick with UCLA. Give me Lola Schumacher as my libero.
I like that pick.
I think she has this libero spot in the bag, so at least I don't have to worry about that part.
She's nice. She's so good.
She's good, and I think she's going to have a very, very good season, especially with this UCLA team.
Yeah, I think it was really awkward with, like, Gushtikin. People thought she was going to take it initially for the lib spot.
Yeah.
Sage Damro, she started as lib, and then she ended as lib as well. But then Lola Schumacher was
in the
kind
in-between.
of doing it for the most part, though.
Yeah.
Even with all that other weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I think at UCLA, I think it's a lot. Hopefully, it's gonna be a lot more calm for her. Mm-hmm. And I agree with you. I think she will do really well. So.
Yeah. And I think this stability will be a little bit better for her here.
Yeah.
So.
And you know what? She gets to play in LA. Maybe that's a little buff right there. You know, you feel really good playing in LA.
Yeah, and maybe something with the team where everyone transfers in together. It's like they all get to grow close together.
Yeah,
because none of them are coming in like
they're all doing the same thing. They're all getting used to being in LA.
First year together. So I think it's very interesting. For my next pick, I'm gonna take my opposite here. I'm taking Malaya Jones, who went from Colorado State to SMU.
Yeah, I think that was very natural to pick her as the right side if it's not Kennedy and Martin. Yeah. I think those were the main two.
Yeah.
And that's kind of funny. We didn't even really talk about her for SMU when we were talking about the rankings. But Malaya Jones is insane. Yeah. She's really, really good. Yeah. I think that is also why we put SMU very high.
Yeah. I think it's harder to say because people obviously weren't paying too much attention because Colorado State, not as big of a school. But I think this is where she's going to get to show out.
Yeah, I think on a bigger stage in a strong conference, I think she's going to definitely be able to show it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that means I got my middles left. I'm going to take Favor Anyanwu and Lourdes Myers. I think they're both going to do really well transfer-wise. I think they were good pickups for their teams, so I feel pretty good about that still.
Mm-hmm. It's starting to get a little interesting where a lot of our players are coming from the same places, low-key.
Yes, that's true.
You got a lot of it's kind of weird, but that leaves me with my final pick. And for my setter, I'm taking Maddie Walk, who is now at Texas A&M from LSU. Mm-hmm. I think she's going to be a big player for this Texas A&M team. She's joining a team where they're trying to make a big run this year, so I believe.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and now I think we can just run through our teams. Remind you guys who we have. So for my setter, I have Maddie Walk. My outsides are Eva Hudson and Chloe Chacoin. My middle blockers are PK and Mariana Singletary. My opposite is Malaya Jones, and my lib is Lola Schumacher. A lot of UCLA on this team.
There's a lot of UCLA. I think I cooked you. I'm just thinking out loud, but I think I cooked you. Setter, Avery Carlson, now at SMU. Outsides are Tori Stafford and Mimi Collier. My middles are going to be Favor Anyanwu and Lourdes Myers. My right side is going to be Kennedy Martin, and my lib is Ramsey Gary. I feel really good about this team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident. I think my middle play, I think I have you there. So
yeah,
in my opinion,
your middles are really good.
We're gonna have the blocking, and I think my outsides are better as a unit at defense.
Maybe.
Yeah, so I believe in my defense here. You have me beat in right side and center. I'll give you that. But I think defensive-wise, we really, really take this one here. In my opinion, about my team.
It's sword versus shield, man. My swings and my arms on my team are insane, though.
Yeah. You're bringing the thunder, and I'm just believing in my team to get that defense in.
I mean, yeah, if your team is blocking, hey, that's a really good team.
Yeah, if we're able to block, we got the defense behind them.
Yeah.
We're still going to get to run our system, hopefully. But yeah, I'm a believer. But you guys let us know what you think. Who won this one? Did we miss any big transfers? Are we stupid? Potentially. So
there's a lot of transfers.
Yeah, remind us if we missed anyone, because it's very possible we left someone out.
There's a lot of transfers, man.
Yeah. So someone just could have slipped our mind. That'd be our bad. But now let's move on to our next segment. NCAA season is approaching, so we have roster predictions once again. And this week we're going to start off with Minnesota. Mm-hmm. So this is another big team. We predicted them to be very, very high up in the Big Ten rankings. Who's going to be your starting 7 for Minnesota?
Minnesota's tough. They did lose a good amount.
Yeah.
But I think it starts with setter. I think that kind of explains how Minnesota is evolving as a team. But you are replacing Melanie Schaffmaster, All-American setter. She was really good for Minnesota. I think she was a big reason why that team was so good. But this year they reloaded. You have Stella Swenson. She's a redshirt freshman. I think she's definitely competing for that spot. To me, it kind of sounded like they're confident in her taking that spot. But you're also competing with a junior transfer from Rutgers, Georgia Lee. She's also got a lot of experience. I mean, junior now, so she's played 2 seasons in the Big Ten. So she has experience in the conference as well. Outsides, this is where still I feel confident about this team. Julia Hansen, the go-to hitter for Minnesota, led the team in kills. She can do it all. She's another player where I'm not sure how much media she gets and from the fans, but she's another one of those outsides that can really do a lot of things really well, and she impacts the game and helps her team win in pretty much every way possible. AVCA, honorable mention, and National Player of the Year watch list. I think those are very well deserved. The other outside, McKenna Wucherer, again, also the other outside from last year. I think this helps a lot for them. She's another big-time player, 3rd in kills for the team. And it is tough. She did have to play through an injury last year. I think that's where some of the other players got some playing time. But for her personally, I think that made it a little bit more difficult. So if she's healthy, I think she's definitely looking to build on from last year and have a really good senior year. For the middles, you are replacing Phoebe Alwalea, but I think that is making it difficult for Minnesota. But you did get a transfer, Lourdes Myers. She's a graduate transfer, and she's from Purdue. She's able to bring a lot of experience, though, so I think that can help them a lot in kind of making that transfer over from players. Because she can do both. She can terminate at the net, but also block as well. And the other middle is Calissa Minity. She is also another really solid middle. She can do both things as well. She can hit and she can block. She's 4th in kills and 2nd in blocks last year. So definitely a big, heavy contributor and can have a lot of impact for this team. I did want to note there is another freshman middle, Jordan Taylor. She played on the USA U19 team, and she did really well there too. And she was able to do it, again, hitting and blocking. So another middle just to see if she gets some playing time, how well she can do. The opposite, you are replacing Lydia Grote for the most part. That is definitely going to be tough. She was really good, and she's doing well in pro ball right now. Played on the PBF last year. But you do have Alex Acevedo. She was a really good redshirt freshman last year. She had a pretty good season as well. And she kind of had to do everything, where she was a really good server. She led the team in aces. And she was another pretty physical hitter, which kind of adds the identity of the pins for this team, where I think if she is slotted into that right side, she could definitely have heavy impact with the serving and being able to swing pretty well. The lib, I had Zeynep Palabiak. I think she was really good as a libero. She has like some of the best energy though. She's always like running around. She's jumping. She's doing everything. I love that.
True libero energy.
Yeah, that's like the perfect libero energy. I think this definitely helps suit the team as well. I think they're a little bit more laid back. At least that's how it feels. But with her, I think the energy is up. They definitely are playing really well when she's out there on the court. That definitely helps. So volleyball-wise, she can do both. She can serve, receive, and she defends really well. So I think that'll be really important for them. And I think she'll be able to return and have a stronger junior year. And then the DS, to me, was Kate Thibault. And she played in all the matches, and she had a lot of really good energy as well. And she played good defense. So I think another player that will be another contributor that still carries on from last year. So that Minnesota team will still be really good in the Big Ten. I think people are so worried about those top teams, but I think Minnesota's still going to be right there.
Yeah, I mean, they're still going to be towards the top of the conference. They're still going to make the national tournament. So
yeah,
they're probably going to make some decent level of run. I don't know how far they're going to get. But
yeah, maybe second round.
Yeah.
I think that's where they were last year. Maybe they can go further.
Yeah, that feels about right. So look forward to this Minnesota team. They'll still be fun to watch.
Yeah.
But we got one more roster prediction for you, and this time we have Creighton. So this is another big one.
Yeah, it's another really good team from last year.
Yeah. Who's going to be your starting 7 for Creighton?
So it's a big team. I think Creighton was really good last year. They almost took out Penn State. And if they did, I don't know what the heck was going to happen for the national championship. So they were right there, but big moves were made. Players came in, players came out. Players graduated out. There's a lot of stuff going on. But to me, it starts with the head coach. You have to replace Coach Kirsten Bernthal Booth. And after 22 years, that is a really tough ask. But Brian Rosen, he's been there, I think, since 2022, where he was an assistant coach, and he was eventually named associate head coach. And now he's making that final step to be the head coach here. But he did just also earned the National Assistant Coach of the Year. So I think that's kind of funny, but
yeah,
I think it definitely helps that he's moving on. And hearing from the press, from the players feel really good about it. They still think that they're able to do a lot of the similar things that with Coach Booth. They're still able to do those things, and in practice it's run pretty similar. So I think Creighton right now is feeling really good about that, even with the coaching change. But for the setter, you are replacing Kendra Waite. Kendra Waite was really good for that team. I think she was really important for Creighton making that really deep run. And to me, Analia Mader, she's going to be the big transfer in. They did have some other setters that they're looking at, but I think Anna is the one that they're going to go with here. Senior transfer from Cal. She has a lot of experience starting for that program, and hopefully she can still run that offense that Coach Rosen wants. For the outsides, you do have to replace Nora Sis, who led the team in kills. It was pretty close, but she did lead them in kills. This is the one where I was pretty unsure about it, but for now, I put Destiny Simpson. I'm not sure what they're going to do here, but she was a pin that was playing when needed. She was kind of like that first reserve as a pin for them, and she can step into a much bigger role this season if this team wants to do really well. I think she might have to be that player, but I think she can definitely live up to that. I'm not too sure how it's going to go competition-wise. I think there still are other pin hitters that might compete for the spot, but for now, I put Destiny in there. That other outside, this one was easy. It's Ava Martin. She was the other the outside that was right there in kills. She was second in kills. I think it was only by like 10 or something. So it was really close anyways. But she's a really good outside. Again, with another outside I think doesn't really get a lot of recognition, but Ava Martin is really fun to watch. She was actually one of the most exciting players for me to watch, and that definitely was supported by that run that Creighton made in the national tournament. But she did really well, and she was on the AVCA National Player of the Year watch list. So another really good standout player. For the middles, you got to replace Elise Goetzinger. Elise was so good as like an offensive middle. I mean, she could block too, but offensively, she ran a slide. She was really good. She was definitely making it difficult for Penn State in that match as well. But throughout the whole year, Elise was really good. But they're going to try and replace her with Eloise Brandui. I'm going to Hope that was pronounced right. Sorry if it's not. But she's a transfer from Ohio State. She's a really good blocker, pretty strong offensively as well. So a lot of offense is going to have to be made up somewhere. So we'll see if she can do it after Goetzinger graduated. For the other middle, Kiara Reinhardt, she was there last year. She's been a staple in the Creighton rotation ever since she got there in 2020. And she had a redshirt year. That's why she's still here in 2025. But she had over 150 kills and blocks last year, so she was able to do both things at the net. And I think she could take on a bigger role offensively if need be with that middle being switched out that I just mentioned. So Kiara might be due for a bigger season offensively. We'll have to see.
It's her time.
The other interesting one is Jay Johnson. Sorry. I think I've heard it, but it's slipping my mind right now. But she was really good. Another redshirt freshman that did really well in that first season. And I think she might be able to build on it as well and take on more responsibility on the offense. I think just losing no assists, at least there's a lot of stuff going on, but you need someone to take those swings. I think she might be someone that can take up a little bit more responsibility on that end because she is a very physical hitter. I think she'll be able to do a good amount there. But it's kind of funny. I think she's listed at middle as well. So she could also hit out of the middle if someone can hit the slide. I'm not too sure how that's going to go, but if someone does hit the slide as a middle, she can definitely run in and hit in the middle as well. And then libero, you have to replace their libero from last year, Maddie Bilanovic. But this is another one of those players, Sage Damrow. She transferred from Wisconsin. She played there last year as lib and a DS. And I think she was the one that I was talking about earlier where she played at the beginning of the year and then at the end of the regular season, but then Lola Schumacher was also in there. Gushtikin was also there. So Sage transferred out, but she's going to have a big role with this team in Creighton, where the Blue Jays, I think they're definitely going to want her to be taking up a lot of the defense and the passing here, and I think she can definitely do it. She did really well last year, so definitely going to be able to bring the energy and play some good defense and pass really well. Sydney Bressinger was a DS for that team as well, and I think for the right side for Jai Johnson, and I think she will be able to do that well, kind of bringing in a really strong serve and some solid defense. To me, Creighton was kind of running the Big East. I don't think that was very much a question.
Yeah.
But I think this year, there's more competition. And I think Creighton can still live up to it and they can still win the Big East. But there are other teams out there that are definitely going to make it a little bit more difficult for them.
Yeah, and then we also have to think about how they're going to perform in the in the national tournament again.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to perform at quite the same level. It's tough to say. But Creighton, I think they're still going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I think Creighton's still going to be competing. They'll be in the national tournament, but it's just waiting to see how deep of a run they can make.
And that does it for our roster predictions for this week. Now we can move on to our next game where we have Guess the Stat. We got two very fun stats for you again. I'll be asking them. Let's start off with hitting percentage. The top returning hitting percentage players.
Damn. Okay.
They're going to be, again, it happened last time where there's some players that it's going to be tough, but there's also some more obvious big players that we've already talked about. So, can you name the top 5 NCAA women's returning players in hitting percentage?
Hitting percentage. Usually that's a middle dominated stat.
Yeah,
I'll
let you know they're all middles.
They're all middles. Is Andy Jackson there?
Andy Jackson, she's actually at number 2. She was hitting at 43.883%. Things are very close, so I have to get pretty specific.
Okay, that is pretty nasty though. Yeah. Jesus. My God, 43%, 44% pretty much.
Yeah.
And
she's not even number 1.
Kara Cressy?
Kara Cressy, she did not make the list. Yeah, I don't think she made this top list at all, actually. So.
How about Bree Kelly?
Bree Kelly did not make the list either.
Damn.
Yep, didn't crack the top 50 either.
Who are these other middles?
We've definitely talked about the number 1 hitter. She's on our draft thing. I'll tell you that.
Is it Carter Booth?
Carter Booth did not make the list. Did not crack the top 50 last year either.
Afena Costapala?
She didn't make the list, but she did make that top 50. She was hitting at a 37.4%.
The number 1 hitter?
She was on our list. I might have to read you out the rest of them. Let's just try and get this one.
The number 1 hitter?
She's plays in the SEC.
In the SEC? Is it Keandrea Granberry?
Yes, Keandrea Granberry from Tennessee. She hit at 45.5%.
Jesus Christ.
She was quite terminal, and she was the number 2 hitting percentage last year.
Oh my God. Okay, it's actually just set her the ball and she's gonna get a kill half the time. Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah, it's basically 50-50. We round that up. But now for the rest of them, I think I'll just read them out. We might not know. Actually, you might know one of them, but it's going to be tough anyways, so whatever.
Okay.
So at number 3, we had Kaya Weaver, who plays at the University of Texas, El Paso. Yeah, she was hitting at 43.877%, which is just below Andy Jackson, so that's why I had to get a little specific with the numbers. At number 4, we have Morgan Perkins, who plays at Texas A&M.
Wow.
She hit at 40.54%.
Oh, you know what? I should have known that. I actually do remember when I was researching Texas A&M.
You had that stat.
That she was super efficient. I just assumed that as a fan of Costa Paula, but
yeah.
My bad, Morgan. My bad.
And then at number 5, we have Mackenzie Parsons, who plays at Cornell.
Oh.
She hit at 40.46%. Again, I had to get a little bit lower with those percentage numbers, more in depth, just so we can differentiate.
Okay.
Yeah. But those are the top 5 players who are returning in hitting percentage.
I mean, you just set them the ball when you can, and I guess they get a kill every time, pretty much.
All middles, I mean,
almost every time.
Gotta be efficient. But that does it for that Guess the Stat, and we got one more Guess the Stat. This is probably the last big main one that we'll do before the season starts. So this time we're gonna be doing the returning assist leaders for the NCAA women's. So this one's very interesting. We got a lot of good setters in NCAA, so you know how it's gonna go. Can you name the top 5 returning NCAA women's players in assists?
Izzy Stark.
Izzy Stark, number 1 from Penn State. She had 1,483 assists last season.
Bergen Riley.
Bergen Riley, number 3. She had 1,352 assists last season.
God damn.
Now we're getting a little bit more difficult. You've
okay.
gotten 2 of the main ones.
I know them.
Honestly, I think you might only know one of them, and I'm iffy on it.
Okay. What about the conference?
For the conference, she's also playing in the Big Ten.
In the Big Ten?
Yeah.
And you are not sure if I know her?
By name, not sure. I mean, you already named the top 2 teams in the conference.
Yeah.
So we know it's not there.
It's not Charlie Furbringer, right?
It's not Charlie Furbringer.
Okay.
I think she was close. Charlie Furbringer was actually at 13, so she had 1,270 assists last year. So she's close.
Okay, hold on. I have a guess. I just figured it out.
It's a team where she had good players to set last season.
Okay. Oh, I don't know if I remember her name. I think I know who you're talking about, though. I think I know who it is. Oh, what's her name, though? Let me look at the roster from last year, just so I make sure because I know it when I see the name. Oh, it's Taylor Anderson, right?
It's Taylor Anderson. She was at number 5. She had 1,327 assists last year.
That's insane. I'm pretty sure like 900 of those are from Eva Hudson and Chloe Chacoin. By the way.
Yeah, that was a safe assumption, honestly. But now I'll read you off the last 2. At number 2, we had Callie Bauer, who plays at Western Kentucky. She had 1,387 assists last year.
Jesus.
And then at number 4, we have Lauren Yacobucci, who plays at Wright State. She had 1,335 assists last year.
My God.
So, a lot of assists for these players.
That's a lot of assists, yeah. Jesus.
And, you know, also feels like they're either getting to the ball even and out of system, they're putting up the balls out of system, stuff like that. So
hey, it also helps when you have hitters that can put the ball away.
Yeah.
I think all 3
of the leaders.
All 3 of the centers that I knew definitely make sense.
Yeah, they are running some of the best offenses from last year. Very easy for them to get those assists. But now, let's move on to our next game, our final games. We have blind rankings. Now we're going to be starting off with Mike doing some blind rankings for us.
All right. We're going to do some of the middle duos here. There's a lot of really good middles.
Oh, yeah.
But there's also middle duos. I think that's a more fun way to put it when they're from the same team.
Yep.
And it's kind of hard to isolate them because middle is pretty reliant on the passing and the setter and that offense.
Especially offensively, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is. But there's still some really good programs with 2 really good starting middles. So we'll definitely get into it. There's some really good middle duos here. Blind rank these NCAA middle blocker duos. So number 1, we got Hannah Sherman and Kara Cressy from Louisville.
Ooh, they were good. really good.
Yeah, you had PK last year, but
Yeah.
Hannah Sherman did play a little
Yeah.
bit, and she was good.
Yeah, but Kara Cressy's really good.
Yeah, Kara Cressy's nasty.
I'm just going to set the bar here. I'm going to put him at number 3. I think it's safe.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. There's so many middle duos with good players that I don't know who you're going to bring out.
Yeah, I think the more unknown is how Hannah Sherman will do in a full-time role, but Kara Cressy's insane.
Yeah.
And Hannah Sherman is really good too, though.
Yeah.
Definitely really good blocking. Next, you have from Nebraska, Andy Jackson and Rebecca Alec.
Yeah, I'm putting them number 1.
Whoo, number 1 straight away.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just the number 1 middle blocker duo in college volleyball.
All right.
I mean,
They're pretty nasty.
off the top of my head, I cannot think of another duo better than them.
They are pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Next, from UCLA, we got PK and Mariana Singletary.
All right. So the other half of that Louisville
Yeah.
middle blocker duo from last year, plus Mariana Singletary.
Who was doing really, really well at Texas.
Yeah. I'm very high on this UCLA team. I'm putting them at number 2.
Number 2?
Yep, we took
Damn.
1, 2, and 3 right away.
All right. Next, you have Afena Kasapala and Morgan Perkins from Texas A&M.
I put myself in a hole here.
Yeah, you definitely did.
Ooh. Let's put them at number 4.
Number 4, okay.
I only have 4 and 5 left.
Okay, you're going to hear the 5. You're going to hear what is at 5, and you're going to realize that you screwed up. At number 5, from Pitt, Bree Kelly and Ryla Jones.
Not my best list.
Some people actually say that they might be the best middle duo. I don't know if you forgot about them,
I disagree.
but some people do think that they are one of the best ones.
Yeah, they probably should have gone number 2.
There's a lot of really good middles and a lot of really good middle duos from programs.
Yeah,
So it's definitely really hard.
I forgot how stacked the duo part was gonna be. In my mind, I was like, okay, there's good individual middle blockers, but as duos, maybe I can be a little more loosey-goosey with it. And I was wrong.
You might have showed a little bit, but that's all right. Hey, it happens.
That's how the blind rankings go. I mean, I like all these players, so it happens.
I mean, they're all nasty. They're all really good middles, so.
All right, that does it for that blind ranking. Didn't go so well. So let's see how it's gonna go here. So for our next blind ranking, we're gonna be blind ranking the NCAA women's new coaches.
New coaches, okay.
Yeah, so coaches that have landed in a new destination or a new role during this offseason.
Okay.
Can you blind rank these NCAA women's new head coaches? So,
It's a lot of new head coaches.
yeah, there's a lot to choose from here. It's gonna get a little confusing.
Okay.
So first off, we have Matt Ulmer, who was at Oregon and is now at Kansas. So he replaced Ray Bacard, who was just there for 27 seasons. Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, but I do actually really like Matt Ulmer. I thought what he was doing at Oregon was really nice. It kind of sucks what happened to that team, but it's okay.
Yeah.
He's not there anymore, so it's not his problem.
Yeah, that
I'm
Oregon
he
budget or something.
Yeah, I'm sure he wishes them the best, but he's not there anymore. Matt Ulmer is really good, though. Wow. I do kind of want to play it a little safe, though. I'll put him at 3.
Set the tone. Okay, then your next coach, we have Brian Rosen, who's that internal promotion from Creighton, replacing Kirsten Bernal-Booth, who was also a very long-time coach and beloved coach for Creighton.
Yeah, this is tough. This kind of sucks because I don't want to rank them based off of like how good I think they're going to do or something like that. Because I think they're probably all going to do really well.
Yeah, they're all on top teams.
I don't want to leave 5 open though. So unfortunately, I'm going to put Brian Rosen at 5. I don't think it makes sense though.
Brutal.
But I just want to put him at 5. I just don't want to leave it open. But Brian Rosen for Creighton, it is tough when you have to replace Kirsten Bernthal-Booth though.
So next we have Danny Busboom Kelly, who's coming from Louisville to Nebraska, replacing the legendary John Cook.
I think this one has to be number 1. It makes the most sense to me. Replacing a legendary coach. And her DBK going back to Nebraska is so awesome. She played there. She was really legendary there. And she was an assistant there. She left to to coach for Louisville. Louisville was really good for the time that she was there. And now she's coming back. It's a crazy, awesome, homecoming story. I love it. And I think it's very worthy. Number 1 makes sense to me.
And she kept the entire Nebraska roster intact. None of them wanted to transfer out.
Yeah. I think that definitely says a lot about DBK as a coach and the culture that she brings.
But your next head coach, we have Dan Meske, who's that internal promotion to replace DBK.
Yeah, I think this is just, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's biased to me, but to me, that's number 2.
Okay.
I really love Dan Meske as a coach. I think people that are coaches online, on Instagram, definitely know about him because he's just that head coach that posts about Louisville volleyball. I love the stuff that he does, and I really believe in what he's been able to do with Louisville, even if he was the assistant. I think that blocking was definitely like a huge thing for him, and Louisville has been one of the best blocking teams in the country, like hands down. And I think Louisville feels really good, even when they're got players moving in and out. DBK is gone, but I think Louisville feels confident in him, and the players are confident in him, and I think Coach Dan will definitely deliver, and this team is going to be really good.
They also didn't really lose any players in terms of transferring out.
Yeah.
So, again, speaking to his pedigree. So, that means at your number 4, you have Ryan Tice, who is from Marquette, and he's now head coach at Florida, replacing another legendary coach, Mary Wise.
Yeah, replacing Mary Wise is really difficult.
He's also a former assistant coach for her from like 2007, 2008, I believe.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I love that it's a lot of coaches that have been internal or they have relationships with the head coach that left. I think that's really cool. I'm sorry, Brian Rosen. This has nothing to do with you being like not good or anything like that. I think you're still going to kill it at Creighton. There's just so many really good new coaches, and I think it's going to be really exciting. I think that kind of shows how exciting the NCAA women's season is going to be with the new coaches in different spots. You got the players moving around and just players getting better. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, we're in for an insane season, which is perfect because this brings us to the end of the episode. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And in the comments, let us know if you guys have any hot takes about this NCAA season or if anything crazy is going on that we missed, because you guys are probably bigger fans of your teams than we are.
Yeah, and I think that is the biggest reason why you guys need to tell us, because I want to know about your favorite teams so I can learn more about it. I definitely want to learn more about these teams because it's really hard for us to cover all the teams and know everything about them. I think that's just impossible, but we'll try our best, and it is very helpful, and it's awesome. We love hearing about your guys' favorite teams, and maybe we can talk about it with each other. So definitely something that you guys should be doing.
All right, so thanks for watching again, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.